Alright everyone, I'm going to walk you through our plan for second grade science. You'll see there's a lot here, a lot of different pieces, parts. That's because science is my son's most favorite subject to do, and so I have pulled together a lot of extra things. I will unstack all of this and show you what he is using as his spine, but I had to pick up a lot of extra things because he wants to do science every single day, and at the second grade level, most science programs are only 2 to 3 days a week, and so I have to buy a lot of extra stuff to keep his little science appetite satisfied, which is good. I'm glad to find what he likes. So our spine is Real Science Odyssey. It is Earth and Space Level 1, and this is available online as a PDF here, as that's what I use. I'm just printing out unit by unit what we need. You can also get it as a soft cover textbook. It's very thick. I've seen those on resale for about $40 or $45. I don't recall the price brand new. I think it's like in the $60 to $70 range brand new. But this PDF e-text or PDF book, whatever you want to call it, was on sale for $30, I think during their Black Friday sale or something like that. You can see all of this online when I'm showing you now, all of this front stuff. They offer a very generous sample. They call it buy it or try it before you buy it, and they offer that on all of their levels. One thing that I really liked was this big idea. If you follow my channel, you know that I use Heart of Dakota, and Heart of Dakota does this with every lesson too. They put, what's the big idea? And so if you just have to kind of conclude your science lesson for the day, you can just make sure that your child walks away with a big idea. And then if they really, you know, want more information, they have what they call the small stuff. That's what this little SS is here for. That's the small stuff. I'm just going to skip ahead here. They have a supply list for you. They do have a kit available on Home Science Tools that go along with this as well if you want to purchase that and have everything all ready to go. I actually went through here and made my own based on things that I know I didn't have, and I'm going to put those in a little box and save those for the school year. One other thing I really liked, there's not a textbook per se with this. I'll show you how a lesson runs in just a minute, but they give you all these extra books that you can get to go along with each unit, and they have it broken out by unit, which books you can pick up from your library, or maybe you want to purchase some. I believe at the top of the list here it shows we do use several sections of the Usborne First Encyclopedia of Science. So that might be one you just want to have at home. And then the rest of them are just by the unit. This section here I also really love because my son loves to look up videos and activities online, and it gives you some suggested web links for additional discovery or to go along with the lesson. They also have a very good section of ideas for the science journal and what to include in that by the seasons, and then we get to the lesson. Now I actually didn't print out some pages, so you kind of see it might have ended kind of abruptly there. I used their Life ebook last year, and so I kind of know the format. I just wanted to get to the lessons. So there was some material I didn't print out, but do go and look at their sample online. It's very helpful. So this is a lesson. You basically read through this material and then hop right back here to an activity. And this page here is for you. These are your directions, okay, as the parent. If you have an older child doing it, they could certainly take this and do the directions, but they gave you the materials, what you actually read aloud, and then this is the experiment that you do. Down at the bottom are the answers for the child's lab worksheet. So this is actually what the student will use to do the experiment, and this one actually has 2 lab sheets to go along with it, and then they get into the directions for unit or for lab 2, which you would do on a different day. So this is lab 2, and they're very generous with their diagrams and things. I noticed that in level 1 or life level 1. Anytime they ask you to make a model or do something like that, they really gave you some good drawings to show you how to make it, because sometimes I can't follow verbal directions very well when it comes to making and building things. So I'm just going to go over, they suggest you do 2 lessons per week. And a lesson for them is reading this and doing a lab. And then a second lesson will be reviewing this, or maybe going to some of those additional resources and then doing the second lab. So this, I'm sorry, my hands are sticking together here. This lab and this reading material would be one day, and you could review this reading material if you want, or pick up a second resource and then come here and do this lab for the second day. Okay, and then day 3, again, pick up, you could just read this, okay, and do the lab, or you could review this material or another resource and then do this lab. This is the lab for the day. Look, I love the illustrations. It really makes it helpful. And then day 4, there's something else you could read aloud. Again, feel free to review the material if you want, or just head straight to the lab for day 4. They kind of do give you some information here to do the lab, so you don't absolutely have to go back and review. I usually do, because I don't know how much my son is getting. He's usually pretty excited to get to the experiments, so sometimes I just break this up into chunks because he really just wants to do these experiments. And then the 5th day, again, here's just something a little to kind of introduce the experiment, and lots and lots of extra resources in the front there that I used to kind of add to these labs, you know, if it went along with the lab. And then, sorry, this is sticking together. One last lab. So in our weather unit, we have 6 labs. My son will love that. And then I will print off the next unit, which I believe is like rocks and minerals and things like that. So that's just a brief walkthrough of our Earth and Space science and a sample unit there. This is, if you do science 2 days a week, this is a full 36-week course. They do give in their sample a suggested, I don't think I printed it off in mine here. I'm rather certain I didn't, because I don't go by that. We do science every day because my son loves it. So if this is 2 days a week for 36 weeks, then obviously I'm going to need more science. So we are doing Earth and Space. Target Dollar Spot had a couple things here I picked up just that he can read when we get to the solar system part of this unit. He can just maybe come in here and read a page or so a day just for some extra information. And then this, he loves these sticker books. Let me show you where they had some stickers. I might have, I think I already pulled them out so we didn't lose them. That go in the actual pages. Not, these are just like the good job stickers and things like that, but it had some that actually went in on the pages. I might have already pulled those out so we don't lose them. But this is just nice as we get into our space section. He loves these little puzzles and things like that. He loves this kind of stuff. So this will make a great little addition to our science unit to kind of help stretch it to 5 days a week. I also picked up this, actually, I think I got this last year at Target at their dollar spot, but I did see it again this year when I was there, so they do have this again. These are nice little cards. It has a picture on the front and then some facts on the back. These are really nice. We could pull some of those out and just talk about those. Again, just looking to be able to expand this to a 5-day-a-week course. And then I was really excited to find this at a homeschool sale. This is put out by Sonlight. They do experiments on DVD, Science with Air, Science in the Kitchen, and Science with Plants. And particularly with Earth and Space science, I figured that the Science with Air would be a good one to do. And I already had these Usborne books here at home. I picked these up a while ago because there's a ton of experiments in here. And this is what my son loves about science. So when we get to the Earth's atmosphere and air pressure and all those kinds of things, and there's actually a unit in here, I think, about air. I can't remember what it's called, but I'm pretty sure there's a unit in here about, air that surrounds the earth, unit 3. So we can do a whole bunch of experiments with this, and they're on this DVD, so we can watch it first and then he can do it, and then of course we have the book. And then there's also Science with Water. Now I don't see those on here. We do have the Science in the Kitchen and Science with Plants book. We do have those, but I don't know how well those are going to fit with this, so we'll kind of see. I do have this Science with Water book because we do study the water cycle and uses for water and stuff in here, so we will get into that book as well. So there are 2 other things that are going to kind of beef this up to a full year of science. And then I don't think I posted it yet, but I will. My son actually helped me make a video about these. We went to Dollar Tree in their dollar spot, and let me see if I can quickly grab, yeah, here's one. We went to Target dollar spot and we picked up these posters that are in this little pack. I don't have the little, it's missing the little tag at the top of here. But there's these posters. I think they're Learning Tree or whatever their brand is, but there are 2 in each pack, and so it shows 2 posters. But what it doesn't show you on the back of these posters are printables. And so all of these worksheets came off of the posters. So I bought a poster on the weather, and inside was also a poster on the solar system, and then there were 8 worksheets. So for one of these dollar packs of 2 posters, you get the 2 posters and 8 worksheets, because on the back of here are printables for you, and it doesn't show that. And I really think they should market that, because if you know you're getting, 2 posters for $1 would be a good price, but 2 posters and 8 printables, you add some library books and some DVDs or YouTubes, and you've got a whole unit for $1. So these we'll actually throw in there too, because they were all things he loved, like crossword puzzles and things like that. So we will add those in as well to kind of beef this up to make it 5 days a week. And then I actually got those interactive notebooks from the library, and in the front I did check the copyright, and it said intended for classroom use, that we were able to photocopy these. So I did photocopy these to ones that were related to Earth and Space and weather, and we will put these in his little notebook to make a little interactive notebook for him as well. So that will kind of also beef this up. And then if we finish all that, which I actually suspect we might, we are going to, here, I'll just move this away because I think we're done showing you that. I picked this up for $5 at a homeschool curriculum fair. This is God's Design for the Physical World series, and this is book 3 in that series. There is an associated teacher's guide for it, but I didn't pick it up because I looked in it there. It was available at the site, or at the sale, but it looked like just basically a schedule, so I didn't really think I needed it. So the reason I picked this up was because I didn't want to start something that would interfere with our future years of science. I really want to try and keep, life science. I want to try and redo that in 4th grade. I want to try and do physics and chemistry next year in 3rd grade. So I wanted to just try and pick up something that I could just add on. And this seems like something I could do fairly easy. This is basically just walking through the industrial age all the way up to today at all the different inventions, and it gives a lot. Probably won't go through all of the background material, but we'll probably just do these blue boxes here, which are intended for younger grades, I think 3 to 5, and the older grades 6 to 8 do this green box here. But I don't think we'll do all of the reading. I think we'll probably just allow my son to do the experiments here, just as kind of exploring and fun, not so much retention. And then we can come back to this book when he's older and actually understand the mechanics behind the inventions and the science behind it and all of that. But these books are so well done. I will be using these for future years in science. I really love them. I love that it has a box for younger years and then older grades, so I can use my son and daughter together, or use these with my son and daughter together. But I just thought that this was something we could add on that allows him to build and make things, which is what he loves to do, but doesn't really kind of mess up my other plans for future years. So that is our plan for second grade science. I'll put everything back again here so you can kind of see everything together, how it is all going to hopefully work together well. And I will let you know, of course, as we go throughout the year, how things turned out. So if you've used any of these and have any tips or suggestions, I'd love to hear them below. Or if you have any questions, I know this was kind of a breeze through each resource. I didn't really go into detail except for Real Science Odyssey. So if there's something you want to see more, let me know. And have a great rest of your day. Bye-bye.